I'm a winner, not a sinner. So you know I hold it down. Got the winner in my locker, gonna get a touchdown. Make a play, make it rain, get the win, celebrate. At the end of the day, we're the best. Anyway, I'm a winner, not a sinner. So you know I hold it down. Got the winner in my locker, gonna get a touchdown. Make a play, make it rain, get the win, celebrate. At the end of the day, we're the best. Anyway,
What's good? What's good? What's good? Welcome back to We'll See You Media. I am the host, William Upchurch, and we about to get in today. It's been a while again, but tonight, you know what tonight is. Philadelphia Eagles 2026 NFL Draft kicks off tonight, and the Philadelphia Eagles started off with the 23rd overall pick in the first round. Today, we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about what they might need, what we lost, and, see where we're going to head at tonight. You know what I mean? Before we get started, though, please hit that like, subscribe, holler at your boys, say hi, whatever, in the comment sections. You know, it helps the algorithm, helps the channel, and, we can get in it like that. Now, without further ado, let's talk about it. What have the Philadelphia Eagles lost? Now, from a standpoint as far as the actual core group, we have that all intact still. We did lose some key pieces, especially on defense. Jalen Phillips, edge rusher, that I wish we could have kept, could have signed, but he took his stuff down to Carolina. You know what I mean? So Carolina got a good player. We only had him for a piece of the year last year, and I was hoping that it's staying would have that dynamic duo of two edge rushers at a good age and at a good part of their life, you know what I'm saying, as far as their skill is work. But it didn't work out. So that was a loss. When you think about the offensive line, really didn't lose anybody there. However, we do have Lane Johnson and we had Landon Dickerson contemplating retirement. Injuries piled up. Lane Johnson's getting up there in age. He's still one of the best offensive tackles in the league, but I do understand your body does give up once in a while or somewhere along the line, and it's about that time. It's an area probably we're going to have to look at. Linebacker-wise, we lost Nakobe Dean, but you already know prior to that, we had Jahai Campbell in there who was playing as a rookie, and he was doing great as a rookie. Nakobe Dean just came in there and showed who's who at last year. You know what I mean? So I'm hoping that Jahai Campbell could take that next step. So in theory, linebacker ain't really a place to worry about because you still have Bond. He's still there. And let's see, who else was a major piece as far as losing? Almost lost Dallas Goedert. We did not. However, he's only signed on for a minimum amount of time. So that's another area we might need to take a look at. So basically, where it gets concerning is that offensive line, is that edge, defensive line, and also the tight end. And these are the main spots that the Philadelphia Eagles have always showed out as far as throwing their pride to. We made sure we had an offensive line ever since the Andy Reid era. Always made sure that we had a defensive line. And we've seen throughout the years that if our defensive front four can get to the quarterback, it does everything as far as helping the back end when it comes to our secondary, when it comes to our linebacker, when it comes to our safeties. So those are major areas. We did lose Reed Blankenship, but we already had picked up another rookie, so I'm hoping that he takes that spot. We also lost Sidney Brown. So the safety and secondary room is looking a little bit bare as well. We picked up a lot of pieces, though. We picked up another cornerback. So secondary wise, we might be all right there too. Got the bull from Seattle. Yeah. So with all that being said, let's talk about tonight's draft, our draft capital, and let's talk about Howie Roseman, how his mindset normally is. Areas of need. First off, we have the first round, which is tonight, number 23rd overall pick. And then we have a total of 8 picks in whole, uh, cluster middle round picks, and some extra picks that we picked up as far as when we lost people. Uh, when it comes to that 23rd pick overall, you know how Howie is. Doesn't mean he's going to stay there. And he has enough draft capital to actually make a move to reach out and grab somebody else. So that's when we need to talk about exactly what's our areas in need. I'm going to go with edge rusher, number one. I'm going to also go with offensive lineman, number two. And I'm going to also go with tight end. All right. Now, when we talk about edge rushing, we still got Nolan Smith, Jalix Hunt, Brandon Graham's returning for another year. However, we need that other person that's going to start or also be able to help at least for this year, throwing in some good time for rotation with those particular 3 guys. Again, Jalen Phillips would have been a great fit. That's a starter right there. So if that 23rd pick, I don't think that would be good for the edge. But however, if we were to able to jump and they seen a guy, Howie's going to go for him. All right, we'll probably throw a pick or something in there and try to jump up to grab him within the early teens, or maybe even further than that. I doubt we get into the top 10, but somewhere early we'd probably go and jump for an edge person. Okay, edge is a definite need for the Philadelphia Eagles. When we talk offensive line, I'm thinking more so offensive tackle, but we can also go offensive guard. Again, we don't know how long we'll have Lane Johnson. He could retire as early as next year. Even Landon Dickerson, he's a younger guy, but he was suffering from injuries. And you could tell all last season that he was really banged up, and it came from that Super Bowl run year. He played his behind off and went deep, and he was injured then. So he's contemplating retirement. So getting a tackle early on, even with that 23rd pick, which is probably a good spot for a tackle, getting a tackle who can also swing and be a guard. Maybe he could fill in that guard first, you know what I mean? And then go to tackle when that position opens up. That's something Howie and the Philadelphia Eagles and historically has shown they favorite. Someone who can play more than one position on the offensive line. That would be a good spot. Then tight end wise, Dallas Goedert. Now, the media analysts and everybody else keep saying Dallas Goedert has fallen off. I disagree. Yes, he hasn't received as much receiving yards in the last 2 to 3 years, I want to say, as he has previous to that. But also, you got to look at exactly what's going on. Receiving wise, play wise, we haven't been throwing the ball like that. So, of course, he would take a dip in production. Just like AJ could take a dip in production, Devon take dip in production. Because if the ball's not getting out there to them, they ain't getting no yards. And it has nothing to do with his skill set. He's just not receiving the ball as much because of how we were playing our offensive system. Now, where I am concerned at with Dallas Goedert is his injury history. He seems to be injured a lot. All right. Still a great player. You know what I mean? If he could sign on or take like a cut, I hate saying that because, you know, players, this is their livelihood. So asking a player just always take a cut, it's crazy. If I could play, would I give a hometown discount? Yes, I actually would. I would. But I can't ask another man to do that. You feel me? Plus, I ain't taking no crazy cut. I ain't that stupid. Yeah, so that's an area that we need to get to because he also turns 31 years old. And as history with Howie and the Philadelphia Eagles, around this time, they're looking for another tight end. Normally, they have a tight end already in-house, and that tight end is already learning the job from the previous tight end who's still there at that moment. And I don't think we're at that. I don't think we're there yet. Kyle Katir is a great pass catcher. Needs a little help as far as blocking. But look for them to possibly take a tight end. A lot of mock drafts have them taking wide receivers. I mean, our core is pretty much set. I understand everyone thinks A.J. Brown's going to be gone by after June 1st. Hey, if he is, he is. I personally don't think he's going to be gone. I could be wrong. A lot of things is pinpointing saying that I am wrong, but that's just my opinion. I think AJ's here, and I think he stays another year. If not, stays his entire time. You know what I mean? But can I see him moving on? I can. I can. I can see if the price is right, and I can see how we making a move, and maybe it works out for both sides. But I think AJ Brown would fit better right now with us, and I think the offensive coordinator may draw up things that'll help heal the relationships as far as that's concerned, or whatever's going on there. You know what I mean? Uh, so bottom line, we got enough capital to shape this draft instead of just reacting to it. All right. Um, Now, I'm not sure if y'all been watching mock drafts. Uh, if you have, I'm gonna take a timeout real quick. Hit me down below. Let me know who you think the Philadelphia Eagles should actually pick up tonight in tonight's draft. You know what I mean? If there's somebody that you've been watching for a while, let me know who they might be. Uh, let's just talk about real quick tonight. Pick 23. Again, like I said, I believe that's going to be a offensive lineman uh, with a chance to jump up and grab an edge if the guy that they want is there. That's me personally. We got some guys like Monroe Freeling from Georgia. Uh, he's a Howie type guy. Long, super athletic tackle, left tackle frame, but could start out as guard while he continues to learn the position. And again, that's the flexibility that Philadelphia Eagles look into as far as players when it comes to offensive line. If they jump up again, they might jump up to go get that edge, or they'll wait till day two. Day two has rounds 2 and 3. They wait till day two. You'll see some names like Danny Dennis Sutton out of Penn State. I wouldn't mind having him. Long, powerful, high motor, edge. That's a similar profile to some of the big time programs that the Eagles always look into. And I don't know if it's somebody from Georgia, but Philadelphia's been drafting from Georgia for a good little minute now, for the last at least 3 to 4 years, I want to say. So never hurts to put your money on a person from Georgia coming to the Philadelphia Eagles. But the lines, the trenches is going to be the main part. They might wind up taking a tight end within that 3rd to 4th round, in my opinion. And that wouldn't hurt. That wouldn't hurt at all. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. I don't want to hold y'all too much long. I'll give y'all my quick cheat sheet for tonight. I'm letting y'all know. Number 1, they got 8 total picks. The first one's 23rd overall. That gives them enough flexibility to move up for a star or sit tight and reload the trenches. Number 2, the biggest needs are clear. Like we discussed earlier, that's the edge rusher, offensive lineman, tight end. Everything else is secondary. Number 3, the key losses and risks. They moved out, from being able to keep Jalen Phillips, lost Nakobe Dean. Offensive line is aging and banged up. Dallas Goedert is entering the back 9 of his career. So those are some pressure points that we already discussed about drafting against. My 4th thing is the likely round 1 plan, again, is either trade up for a tackle or edge. If the board breaks their way, they'll probably stick at 23. Grab that tackle, like I said. And basically, that's it. So for me, like if the Eagles walk out of this draft with at least one of these edge guys or offensive linemen that I spoke on, who could start down the line with a tight end who has some real upside, you can stamp this and say that we did exactly what we needed to do. All right, we're still in the mix of the NFC, trying to control the NFC, but we're trying to get back to the Super Bowl. You feel me? Trying to go back and get another championship. Hoping all that goes and works in our favor. But again, let me know in your comments. If you could guarantee one position with the first round pick, what are you going for? What's the position you think we should go for first? All right. I will be trying to come on here live. I'm actually at work. So I will hit you up if I happen to watch the draft. I will let you know exactly who we got first. All right. Much love to everybody. You already know what I say. Motivate to elevate. That's what we do. Motivate somebody close to you. All right. We out.